Hello, it is Saturday, November 18th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Saturday crossword, which means we may well be in for the trickiest crossword of the week. It's a themeless puzzle, and it's a Saturday. And those two things combined mean maybe it's a particularly tricky one. Let's find out. This particularly tricky edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Aaron Spiller, the Lake House Bros, Jake Rodkin, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the five of them. They are, of course, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they keep this whole thing going. They keep this channel alive and this series running, and I'm very appreciative. I'm very, very appreciative of that. So thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who's a patron of the channel. And if you'd like to consider supporting the channel directly in that same way, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field where you can find the bonus videos, such as the other toughest puzzle I solved this week, the Boss Words Fall Themeless League, that puzzle that went up on Thursday, I think. Oh, I am due a mini puzzle pseudo speed solve for this week. Got to do that as well. Anyway, that's all up there. Well, many of those are up there and many more to come. Thanks as always to the patrons. And thanks as always as well if you've subscribed to the channel on YouTube, liked the videos, commented. All of those things are very helpful, so thanks if you've done those. And finally, there's the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community which can be joined via a description field link as well. So all of those things are available. And let's get on to the crossword. This is a Saturday themeless puzzle by Huang Kim Vu, who's constructed somewhere around half a dozen puzzles. Sorry about that. I can't remember exactly. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see what's in store for this themeless crossword. A modern meeting organizer. Some kind of calendar app or video conference thing, probably. Kitchen shavings could be peels or rinds or zests. Blank Jackson Jr., actor who played his father in Straight Outta Compton. Right, who would this be? I'm actually not sure whose son this is specifically. I'm not sure offhand. Anyway, I don't think it would help me with the first name, probably, because I would know the stage names. Charybdis's milieu. Charybdis. Oh, we have Charybdis for one. A sea monster? No. Scylla and Charybdis were the am I thinking about this correctly? They were I guess not monsters. Were they the kind of rocks through which the Argo had to pass? Or were they the storm? Oh, this is ridiculous that I can't remember what they actually were. Sorry about that. Treatment for someone in transition, in brief. I would think this is probably referring to HRT, hormone replacement therapy, would be my guess. So that's something. I have something in the grid. Does that help me with this? Radicchio relative. Okay, that's a kind of salad vegetable. Endive, or what else would be a relative of this? I'm not sure. Opens up in a way. This feels tough so far to me. Is this an S? Supposed or supposed, depending on how it's being used, I suppose. Said to be, or so called, or so named, or seeming. Seeming would fit. Common bit of knitwear. I don't know. Keep certain descriptor after a signature nowadays. What on earth is that getting at? Certain descriptor after a signature nowadays, specifically. I don't know what that is. Blank Institute, home of the Carl Sagan Center. My guess here is the SETI Institute, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. I could imagine them having a center named after Carl Sagan, the astronomer. That would allow this to be something it probably is seeming. I bet that's the answer. Ran, as in you sort of drove something home, or you kind of ran it in, or you led something. Yeah, I like that. One decidedly not laissez-faire. So if you're not laissez-faire, you're more controlled or more rigorous or regimented. One decidedly not a something ant, what about this? Feast for holiday orphans. I don't know. Thanksgiving? I'm not sure. Oh, it could be Friendsgiving. A Thanksgiving where you have it with your friends rather than your family. In that sense, that's what the holiday orphans bit could mean. You're not with your family, or you don't have a family to sort of go home to on that day, so you celebrate the North American holiday Thanksgiving with your friends. That could be it. So bangs, e.g., it could be hairstyle, but it could also mean bangs as in clatters or hits something. I'm not sure I have an idea about which it is. Gamers post-purchase add-ons for short. DLs? Downloads? Oh no, DLC, downloadable content. That's what it'll be. Turn down. Now this could, again, be more than one thing. This is very classic for Saturday, having clues that could mean many different things. I mean, I see another one just for instance. Try could be a verb or a noun. And even if it's a verb, it could be, there's more than one meaning of try. You could try someone's patience, or you could attempt something. Anyway, so to turn down could be to deny something, or to not to opt to take it, but it could also mean to physically turn something down, or to kind of turn down a bed, or to turn down volume. I don't know. Burger burglared by the Hamburglar. A Big Mac, I guess. The Hamburglar is a McDonald's character, so that's a classic McDonald's hamburger. Try. Oh, okay. Here we go. A try, an attempt, a stab. With that B, that feels likely. Mattress support. Slats, maybe, or a frame. Well, frame doesn't work because we have an S, so it could be slats. The slats that run across the bed frame and support the mattress. That could be it. Recipe part. A step. Okay, good. I think that might have worked out. Something held in church. You hold a church service, or you hold a hymnal or something. You hold a... I don't know. You hold a vigil, or I'm not sure. Modern meeting organ. Oh, host. A Zoom host. Zoom, the video conferencing software. Kitchen shaving zests. There we go. That confirms that finally, hopefully. Blank Jackson Jr. Do I know who this is? I still don't think I do. Charybdis's milieu. I mean, it could just be the ocean. That bit, at least, is clear. Radicchio. Oh, escarole. That's another kind of solid vegetable. So, kitchen item for preparing cookies or pizza. A slicer or a... My bad. Oh, I didn't look at this one. My bad. Oops, that's straightforward. Something held in church. You hold a tenet. In other words, a tenet of faith. So you hold a sort of plank of a belief system, that sort of thing. Oh, a sheet pan. Right. Okay. You could make pizza on a sheet pan, and you could also bake cookies on a sheet pan. There we go. So O'Shea Jackson Jr. That sounds vaguely familiar. Shade named for a bird. Teal. That's a duck, right? Charybdis's milieu. Oh, ocean, right? Yeah, that is good. Charybdis for what? Oh, maelstrom. Okay, so Charybdis must be the storm. Okay, I only sort of was only vaguely confident about that. I remember their kind of role in the story more than the actual nature of Scylla and Charybdis. It's very annoying that I couldn't remember that immediately. Elder Stark daughter on Game of Thrones. Right. I have not seen Game of Thrones, but I have heard Sansa. I do know that is a name from that series, so I bet it is this. Brand with 3 stripes. I'm not sure. Brown E points for short. What is that getting at? Brown. Is it referring to Brown University, maybe? I'm not sure. Not sure what the Brown is doing exactly. If I didn't already have Maelstrom in there, which I'm pretty certain about given this AE, I would have guessed maybe GPA, grade point average, at Brown University, but that's obviously not the answer. Okay, slice of pie, mathematically. Oh, right. What is that called? A sector. I think a sector of a circle. Oh no, hammering has begun. I thought I'd found a gap in in the construction sounds. All right, start on a draft, say. Not sure. Turn down, to pass on something, to turn it down, to decline it. So, contents of some old calendars. Not sure about that. What about this one? Writer with good taste. A food critic or something, maybe? A food columnist. There we go. That's what it is. Not pass on, pass up. Right. Okay, good. That was helpful to correct an error. Brand with 3 stripes. Oh, does Adidas, the footwear brand, they must have. Oh, yes, it's that sort of 3-striped triangle. I do know that. Okay, one way to stress something that's important. Something matic, that C and P is interesting. Those must be different words. Bangs, e.g. Oh, noises. Yeah, the matic was helpful in giving me that. And then hit song for ABBA or Rihanna, SOS. Okay, there we go. Musical intermission, a rest, I suppose. So you wouldn't really refer to the rest in music as an intermission because it's a very short pause, usually. But the question mark here lets us know we're in for something punny. So we don't mean an intermission in the sense of an interval. You get up and walk around. It's just a tiny little break in the music, a rest, or in a particular part. 2014 Winter Olympics locale. Oh, was that in Sochi, I think? And makeup of some wet bars. Soap, I guess? Is that what that was referring to as a wet bar? Is that I guess wet bars of soap because it's in the shower or whatever. Sharp point on a kite. So this is referring to the kite, not the toy, but the bird, I would think. So a talon. Sharp point on the claw. Arcade fixture with miniature toys and candy as prizes. A claw machine or a claw game? Print sources, maybe. Print sources. Paws. You make paw prints with your paw. Did you enjoy yourself? How was it? This looks like WWW. No, it isn't. Setting for the film 1917 familiarly. It is not. It is WWI for the First World War, World War I. Flashes of understanding. Insights. There we go. Photo of someone holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, say. A visual gag. Yes, you can fool perspective. One might attach to a toddler's backpack. A leash, I guess. I guess I've seen that occasionally. A leashed child. To receive is to admit someone to something. The 411 would be the deets, the details, the information. And it may be buried, the lead. So this is sort of journalistic lingo, lead spelled L-E-D-E, to refer to the kind of, main point of a story in a newspaper or something. And burying the lead means, oh, well, that certainly came later than you'd expect. You really buried the lead there and didn't say the relevant part first. Leaves for lunch, maybe. Oh, salad, which could include escarole, as we've clued above. Contents of some old calendars, well, we just have it end with an S, which isn't more helpful. Apple Core for short, right? So this is referring to Apple computers, so a CPU, a central processing unit. And one way to stress something that's important. Do I have any further thoughts on this? Not just, a something pause, a pregnant pause, how do I not see what this is? What is this? I don't know. Enigmatic pause doesn't fit? I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, contents of some old calendars. Oh, pinups, like a pinup calendar with, models or whatever. So start on a draft, say, oh, right, as in a draft beer. You could take a sip. Okay, I didn't have that in mind at all. Up and coming, on the rise. Certain descriptor after a signature nowadays. Yeah, right, I'm not sure about this one. Keep is to something. Common bit of knitwear. A beanie is very frequently knit wool. And channel established under a royal charter. That would be the BBC here in the UK, a great institution, in my opinion. And the British Broadcasting Corporation, the national broadcaster. And opens up in a way, blooms as in a flower. Genesis woman, Leah. It's one of the characters from Genesis in the Bible. And to keep is to... I don't know why I can't see that. Retreats in the sand, oases. So a physical retreat in the middle of a desert in the sand. Why do I not see what this? Oh, a castle. Isn't a castle keep? The keep of a castle? Is that what this is referring to? The sort of central, most heavily fortified part of a castle, or sort of most innermost part? I think that must be the answer. So someone who's decided to not laissez-faire would be a militant, because it's, yes, you're dogmatic about something. You're not live and let live, as a laissez-faire person might be. So certain descriptor after a signature nowadays. Do I have something wrong? This looks so odd. What is this? And suppose it is seeming, right? It's two words. It's two words. It's someone's sort of preferred personal pronouns. Okay. I was trying to think what word could be H-E-H-I. Maybe there is one, but not one I could think of. Anyway, two different words. They could be separated by a slash, say. Okay, there we go. Festivity with mountains of bubbles. A food... I don't know. Like a daiquiri vis-a-vis a shot of whiskey, say. I don't know. They're very different. What would be the frothier? I mean, a proper daiquiri isn't actually frothy. Wouldn't fit anyway, would it? Oh, yes, it would. Yeah, it would, but I don't think it's the answer. Okay, let's see. Caribbean spirit. Not sure. Athlete's affliction, also called twisties in the gymnastics, with the... I don't know, actually. I don't think I know that. Walks and runs. Those are gaits of a horse, perhaps, or a person, I guess. On now. If something's on television now, maybe on the BBC, as previously referenced, it's airing. I'm not sure that's correct, but let's check the crosses. It certainly could be. Apt rhyme for fit. A snit, right, okay. You could be having a bit of a fit, a bit of a sort of... You could be in a distemper. You could be in a snit. ETA provider could be a GPS system, could provide an estimated time of arrival, a global positioning system. And to proceed with gusto would be to... I'm not sure. Sessions of Congress. I'm guessing this is referring to a... Well, no, I was going to say, I think, because Sessions is a name, and it could be a surname. But, so I was thinking maybe this would be a given name, but then I realized Congress is not capitalized. If it were referring to Congress, the legislative body, it would be capitalized. It would be a proper noun. So I don't think that's what it is. So it could be trysts for sessions of sexual congress for an affair. It could be that. Moves around. Well, yeah, the S would be likely here for moves around. Stirs, as in you were still and now you're stirring. You're moving around. So this would be festivity with mountains of bubbles. I don't know. It could be some kind of party. That would make Gates wrong. Would that work with this? Proceed with gusto. Let rip, maybe? Maybe it is this. Curing technique. Could be curing of meats, maybe? No, I'm not 100%. Oh, this doesn't look very good, does it? Oh. Well, let's try this without those others. See if that does anything. Curing technique. Like a daiquiri vis-a-vis a shot of whiskey, say. Something ear, probably. Because the vis-a-vis means, relative to. So it'll be more of something than a shot of whiskey. So something-er. So that would make let rip work. What does that give me with this? Festivity with mountains of bubbles. Food party? Why would it be food? That doesn't make any sense. The festivity bit really makes this seem like party. Walks and runs. Oh, okay. If that is party, this isn't gate. So Maybe it's something to do with baseball because those are both baseball terms. I'm not sure what this is. Sorry. Athlete's affliction, right. Caribbean spirit. One way to stress something that's important. It's important. You take a... How do I not see what this is? I'm very sorry. I'm really falling apart at the end here. Curing tech. Oh, some kind of salt technique. So walks and runs are stats. They are baseball statistics. That's what it is. Like a daiquiri vis-a-vis a shot of whiskey. Say fattier, fruitier. That's what it is. I bet. Oh, I've seen this before. In a crossword. Is it the yips? I think it might be. Yeah, I've encountered this athlete's affliction called the twisties, the yips. That has come up. Curing technique. To dry salt something. There we go. That is a way to cure something. Caribbean. Oh, it's a spirit in the sense of alcohol. It's rum, of course it is. So, a dramatic pause. That's the thing that my brain desperately wanted me to think of, and yet I couldn't. And then a festivity with mountains of bubbles is a foam party. I've never heard of that. I have no clue what that is, but it must be the answer, I suppose. So, there it is. Oops. Sorry, I had the speaker on my computer on. That was surprising, not what I expected. Anyway, that is the crossword. There we go. All right. A very tricky one for me today, I have to admit. As was, I suppose yesterday's was a bit tricky as well. But this one, I really got stuck in this corner and had to... actually, I guess yesterday as well had to correct some errors in the grid. So what did I... Yeah, I had gates for walks and runs, which feels like potentially intended misdirection because you really can read it those different ways. I mean, this is, as I was saying earlier, a great example of a puzzle that has some very ambiguous cluing. I mean, even on now, I got erring quickly, but I think I had maybe a couple crosses. You could imagine that meaning other things. Caribbean spirit could mean something dealing with, religion or folklore. Drove could mean all sorts of things. Start on a draft could refer to a manuscript. Try has many different meanings. So does keep, as we saw. This one's a noun. Turn down, bangs. Yeah. Receive. Absolutely packed with very vague cluing that requires you to think of many different senses of a word. And that's pretty classic Saturday behavior. So there we go. A very tricky Saturday puzzle. And hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how you found this one in the comments or the Discord chat server. Always curious. And I'll be back tomorrow for the less challenging but much larger themed Sunday crossword. So do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.